You don't have to know anything, or you can know a little bit, or you can know a lot, and you can also be a little kid, or you can be a not so little kid and have a pretty damn good time with this flick. You know, Transformers have been an omnipresent property for a long time, especially since Michael Bay took the property to the big screen with the Transformers live-action movies. But of course, they stretch way back into this awesome toy line and the incredible animated property that used to play. But I didn't really grow up with it. It just was something that I knew it was on the periphery, and I adore the robot designs. I always thought they were so freaking cool, and I always felt a little bit envious that I didn't really get the whole backstory and the emotional connection, because the live action stuff never really did that for me. They were cool looking movies, and some of them were better than others, but I just never really connected to the core of Optimus Prime and Megatron and the other assortment of characters that are in this universe. But Transformers 1, which is directed by Josh Cooley, who won an Academy Award for Toy Story 4 and co-wrote the screenplay for Inside Out, was just the perfect choice to kind of bring and infuse heart to this origin tale that I know is going to really connect with lifers of the Transformers property. I heard it behind me. Our theater, which was packed for our early screening, was applauding, and they were yelping, and they were screaming. There were some awesome hero moments in this thing. And what this movie does is it takes us right back to the roots of Optimus Prime, who was originally called Orion Pax, and his buddy is D16, and Chris Hemsworth plays Orion Pax, and Brian Tyree Henry plays D16, and we get to see them as friends, as colleagues. There are a couple of minors that are just being taken for granted and taken advantage of by the higher-ups, especially this other Supreme Prime robot that is voiced by John Hamm. And we see the desperation, especially in Orion Pax's characterization, to be more, to be something other. And he keeps looking around for the sort of the ticket to his evolution, to becoming the Transformer that he really believes he's going to be. And of course, that is the whole tale. We get a lot of interwoven backstory and exposition that ties us right back to the early days of Transformers lore. And that brought out a lot of yelps from the audience who knew what all of these different characters were. And there's lots of other supporting characters that you know from the Transformers animated stuff and the live action movies that pop up in different ways. But what's great about this movie is that you don't need to know anything. You could just go in completely stone cold. And of course, I know a little bit. I've seen all the live action flicks, and I've seen some stuff. I've collected some Transformers toys over the years. You don't have to know anything, or you can know a little bit, or you can know a lot. And you can also be a little kid, or you can be a not so little kid and have a pretty damn good time with this flick because it's so well made. And I'll tell you something, animation was absolutely the right way to go, especially for something taking place on Cybertron, because we've been there in live action before, but it always looked like a big cluttered mess as they tried to kind of approximate photoreal with these robots clanking around inside of this metal cybernetic world. In animation, we can infuse it with color and shine and beautiful sort of mechanized little elements that bring up the detail of the planet and just complement these different characters so well. And also the performances are really, really solid in this. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are missing Peter Cullen and some of the legendary voice actors that have worked in the Transformers universe before, but I think they picked some really good actors for this. We've got Chris Hemsworth, we've got Brian Tyree Henry, we've got Scarlett Johansson, Steve Buscemi is one of the characters in here. I'm not going to spoil that. Laurence Fishburne pops up. He's amazing in this. John Hamm does a great job in this movie as well. I was really taken aback. I was moved by it. I was cheering along with the audience, and I was just aghast at how beautiful it all looked. The visuals are stunning in this movie. I know that if I adored this property and knew all of its minutiae, knew all of the details, and had checked out all of the animated stuff before, it would probably all mean a little bit more to me. But that's my only sort of holdback on this thing. I think they did a phenomenal job bringing the Transformers back to the big screen. And in this animated form, it was just a great, great fit. So I'll tell you my score on Transformers 1, but first I want to hear what my daughter Ruby has got to say about the movie. Hey, Ruby, what'd you think about Transformers 1?
It was actually quite surprisingly good. Like, I'm not really a fan of the Transformers movies. I don't know them very well. So I came into that theater with low expectations, and I liked it.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
Literally any part that had B in it.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Keegan-Michael Key played him. He did a great job. Super funny, right?
Very funny. I love a good comic relief.
That was a surprisingly comedic movie. Did you expect there to be as many laughs in the film as there was?
Not at all, but like there was this guy behind us that was swearing so much. It was just so funny. Like every 10 minutes, B would say something and everyone would laugh.
What do you think of the visual quality of the film and the art style?
I wasn't a huge fan. Mostly their faces kind of creeped me out, and their teeth were silver and metally, and I was not a fan of that part.
They're robots.
I know, but I don't love it.
Did you like how shiny the world was and the energon, all the stuff that you saw, all over the place that was sort of glowing and stuff?
I did. I think that it was all like really well put together. Everything kind of matched with itself. I would have liked to see some more animals. Even if they're electronic animals.
Would you say that this movie is appropriate for people of every age, or should they be a little bit older? What do you think?
I think so. I think anybody can watch it. It just really depends on what you like as a person, like not your age group, like your interests specifically.
Are you looking forward to more if they make a Transformers 1 sequel?
I am. I haven't really paid much attention to any of the other Transformers movies. I don't know anything, and I'm entering into this universe with this, and I want to see more.
All right, so what would you give Transformers 1?
I would give Transformers 1 an 8 out of 10.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Great observations. As always, I'm going to give Transformers 1 an 8.5 out of 10.